Hey everyone, welcome back to reading The Beginner's Bible by Timeless Children's Stories. Let's resume back in Genesis where we left off. A bride for Isaac, Genesis 24 through 25. When Isaac grew up, his father, Abraham, wanted him to get married. Abraham told one of his servants, "Go to my homeland. There you will find the perfect bride for Isaac." So Abraham sent the servant on his way with 10 camels and a lot of jewelry and clothes. They were gifts for Isaac's new bride. The servant reached Abraham's homeland. He stopped by a well and prayed, "Dear God, please show me the woman you have chosen for Isaac. I will know she is the one if she offers water to me and my camels." Before he finished praying, a young woman with a jar walked toward the well. After she filled her jar, the servant asked her for a drink. She gave him a drink. Then she gave water to his camels. She was the answer to his prayer. Her name was Rebecca. The servant gave her the gifts, and they went to meet her father. The servant asked for his permission to take Rebecca to Isaac. Rebecca told the servant she would be happy to go. When Isaac saw Rebecca, he fell in love with her. Soon they got married. Isaac and Rebecca had twin boys named Esau and Jacob. Isaac's blessing, Genesis 27. When Isaac was an old man, he could not see very well. He called for his firstborn son Esau. "Bring me my favorite dinner, then I will give you God's blessing." "I will make a special meal for you," said Esau. Then he hunted for some meat to cook. Isaac's wife Rebekah wanted Jacob to get God's blessing. So while Esau was hunting, she told Jacob her plan. She made Isaac's dinner, then she tied goat skins around Jacob's arms. Jacob took the meal to his father. After dinner, Isaac reached out to bless his son. Isaac thought Jacob was Esau, so he gave Jacob his blessing. When Esau returned, he found out what had happened. Esau was very angry. He wanted to hurt Jacob. Rebekah asked Isaac to send Jacob to his uncle Laban's house. Jacob's dream, Genesis 28. Jacob traveled for many miles. His uncle Laban lived far away. One night, he lay on the ground using a stone for his pillow. Jacob fell fast asleep. Jacob dreamt of a stairway to heaven. Angels walked up and down. God said, "I am watching over you, Jacob. Someday all of this land will belong to you and your family." The next morning when Jacob woke up, he said, "The Lord is in this place!" He took his stone pillow and set it up as a reminder of his dream. Jacob praised God. Then he continued on his way. Jacob and Esau meet again. Genesis 29. While Jacob lived with his uncle Laban, he became a shepherd. He fell in love and got married. God blessed Jacob with many sons. Jacob also had many sheep, donkeys, and camels. One day God told Jacob to go back to his homeland. Jacob wanted to go back, but he was afraid of his brother Esau. He thought Esau would still be angry with him. But Jacob obeyed God. He and his family packed up everything they owned. Jacob sent servants ahead to offer gifts to Esau. Much to Jacob's surprise, Esau ran to meet him, and he gave Jacob a big hug. They were so happy to see each other again. Joseph's colorful robe, Genesis 37. Joseph was one of Jacob's 12 sons. Jacob loved him more than all of his other sons. Jacob made Joseph a colorful robe. His brothers were jealous. They wanted nice robes too, and they wanted to be loved as much as Joseph was loved. Joseph had a dream. He told his family they were bundling grain from the field. "Your bundles of grain bowed down to mine." Then Joseph had another dream. He said, "This time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." His father asked, "Does this mean our family will bow down to you someday?" The brothers were even more angry. They threw Joseph into a dry well. Along came some traders. The brothers sold Joseph to them as a slave. They lied to their father and said Joseph had been killed by a wild animal, but God was with Joseph. Pharaoh's dreams, Genesis 39 through 41. The traders took Joseph to Egypt. He was thrown into jail, but he did nothing wrong. Joseph trusted God to help him. He made friends with some of the prisoners. One of them had been a wine taster for Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the leader of Egypt. The wine taster said, "Last night, I had a dream. I was picking grapes and squeezing them into Pharaoh's cup. Then I put the cup in his hand. What does this mean, Joseph?" Joseph answered, "You will be Pharaoh's wine taster again. Once you are free, please don't forget about me. Help me get out of jail too." A few days later, the wine taster's dream came true. He got out of jail and became Pharaoh's wine taster once again. But he forgot about Joseph. Later, Pharaoh had 2 strange dreams. In one dream, he saw 7 heavy cows and 7 skinny cows. The skinny cows ate up all the heavy cows. In another dream, Pharaoh saw 7 healthy plants. Then he saw 7 dried up plants. The dried up plants ate all the healthy plants. Pharaoh was confused. Pharaoh's wise men were confused too. Then the wine taster remembered Joseph. He told Pharaoh that Joseph could explain his dreams. With God's help, Joseph told Pharaoh what his dreams meant. For the next 7 years, plenty of food will grow. For 7 years after that, not enough food will grow, because there will be no rain, Pharaoh said. "Joseph, you are a very wise man. I will make you a ruler over Egypt." Joseph saves his family, Genesis 42 through 46. For the first 7 years, Joseph was in charge of gathering extra food for the people of Egypt. That way, when hardly any crops grew, there would still be plenty to eat. The 7 bad years began, and people in other countries had no food at all. Even Joseph's family did not have enough to eat. So Joseph's father sent his sons to Egypt to buy some food. When the brothers arrived in Egypt, they went to Joseph and bowed down to him. They did not know he was their brother, but Joseph knew. Joseph sold them some food. Then the brothers left to go home. Sometime later, they returned to buy more food. Just as Joseph had dreamed, they bowed down to him again. "Finally," Joseph told them, "I am your brother." His brothers were afraid. But Joseph told them not to be afraid. "God meant it for good. He had a special plan for me," he said. They all hugged. Joseph's brothers rushed home. They told their father what had happened. Jacob was so happy to hear that Joseph was alive. The whole family moved to Egypt. And this is where we will leave off again, guys. Thank you so much for reading with me again. Next, we'll resume in Exodus. Bye!